Hannah, a waitress in a five-star restaurant, decided to feed a homeless man despite her boss's orders. An hour later, the homeless man handed her a note. What happened next left her utterly shocked. On that fateful day, as Hannah made her way to work, she had no idea she was about to make a decision that would turn her life upside down. Like every other day, it was a busy morning for her. The restaurant, located in the heart of the city, was always bustling with traffic. This often meant that Hannah spent hours on her feet, shuffling between the kitchen and the tables, trying to meet every demand. Despite the stress, she never complained. However, things were about to change in a way she could never have anticipated. About 30 minutes after she got to work, the door suddenly swung open. Everyone turned their faces towards the door, and the sight before them made them all collectively suck in their breath. There was a black homeless man standing at the door, looking around like he was lost. He stood there for a few seconds before taking a seat at one of the empty tables close to the door. He was dressed in a shabby shirt that was frayed at the hem. His shorts had holes in them, and his shoes looked like they had taken a trip around the world twice. As he walked deeper into the restaurant, people began to whisper, and some even pointed at him. They wondered what a homeless man was doing in such a grand establishment. What was even more shocking was what Hannah did next. She made her way over to him and flashed a hearty smile before introducing herself. She then asked him his name and what he would like to eat. Mitchell, that was his name, replied that he just wanted anything to eat. He dug into the pocket of his dirty shorts and pulled out some crumpled dollar bills, which he held out to her. Before Hannah could make a move, she heard her manager's footsteps behind her. Adam, her manager, was frowning at her and looked at Mitchell with disdain. He ordered the homeless man to remain on the spot and not steal anything while he took Hannah aside and admonished her for choosing to be nice to the homeless man. He told her to kick Mitchell out at once. Afterward, Adam returned to his office, satisfied that he had restored balance to the restaurant. Standing there in shock, Hannah was displeased with the extreme decision Adam had made. She had always known Adam to be a stickler for the rules, but she also knew him to break them when it suited him. Adam wanted the restaurant to cater only to the richest of the rich in the city, and he was never shy about this fact. Hannah was in a tough spot. She knew she should serve Mitchell, but she also knew it was wrong to disobey her boss and that it would cause trouble. She looked back and saw Mitchell standing there, looking lost, and her heart broke. She couldn't turn him away. She took him to a quiet corner of the lobby and then went to the kitchen to get him a big plate of food. She wanted him to eat as much as he could because she feared he might not get another chance. When he finished, he tried to pay her, but she refused, sensing it was all the money he had. Mitchell thanked her deeply for her kindness. After he left, Hannah got back to work and almost forgot about Mitchell. But when Adam angrily screamed her name, everything came rushing back. She set down her tray and turned to face her boss. He called her a fool and ordered her to his office. Hannah knew then that her job was over. She couldn't believe that all of her hard work was ending because she chose to help a homeless man. She needed the job, not just for herself, but for her family. Hannah came from a family of 3. Her mom, a single mom, and her younger sister with special needs. From the moment her sister was born, things had been difficult because she needed extra care. Their mom worked extra shifts to make ends meet, and during those times, it was Hannah's job to take care of her sister. With the little she earned, Hannah was able to see herself through college. Unfortunately, she was in her 3rd year when things went downhill. One night, Hannah's mom was returning from work when a truck driver hit her and sped off. The accident was so bad that both legs had to be amputated. Hannah just couldn't believe her luck. Now her mother couldn't work or do anything, and it was all up to her to take care of both her sister and mother. It was taxing emotionally, physically, and financially as well. Nothing seemed to be working in her favor, and she knew that the job she had would never be able to cater to the needs of her family, especially with the new bills incurred by her mother's condition. That's when she started looking for better job opportunities. She sent applications all over the city, but for a long time, they were all rejected. Still, she kept trying and finally got an email from a restaurant inviting her to a job interview. The restaurant was part of a chain of 5-star establishments catering only to the rich. She went to the interview, did exceptionally well, and soon got the job. Thanks to her good fortune, she was always liked by people. She often received tips from customers because she made them feel comfortable and was easy to talk to. She had built a good system that was paying all her bills, but now, as she walked on shaky legs to Adam's office, she was terrified that she was about to lose everything. When she got there, she stood before her boss in contrition, her hands clasped in front of her and her eyes on the floor as she waited for his judgment. She was praying hard in her mind that Adam wouldn't slash her salary, because if that happened, so many of her mother's hospital bills would be left unpaid. She was also saving up to buy prosthetic legs for her mother, and slashing her salary would push that dream even further away. Adam had no intention of slashing her salary. He fired her outright. He told her that what she had done was wrong on all levels, sending the wrong message that anyone could come to their restaurant, which he had been trying hard to avoid. He then ordered her to leave immediately. Hannah stood frozen, unable to believe she had lost her job. The harsh words echoed in her mind as she begged him for another chance, promising never to make the same mistake again. Adam ignored her pleas and warned her to leave, even threatening to have security remove her if she didn't go willingly. She still remained there and kept begging him. She leaned against his desk and asked him to slash her salary instead. That was better than losing the only source of income her entire family was relying on. Yet Adam refused, and in the end, Hannah got tired of begging him. She simply gave up, and with drooping shoulders, she walked out of his office with downcast eyes, not wanting to meet anyone's gaze to avoid them seeing the tears in her eyes. She hurried over to the locker room where her clothes and other things were and began to pack them all up in a box. When she was done, she carried the box and began to walk towards the back exit, where she would make her way out without the customers having any idea. As Hannah made her way to the door, she encountered a man in an expensive suit in the narrow hallway. He stopped, stared at her, and then glanced at the box in her hand. While on a call, he quickly scribbled something on a piece of paper from her box and handed it to her with a warm smile. She recognized him instantly. It was Mitchell, the homeless man, but now looking like a wealthy client. Before she could speak, he waved and continued his phone conversation as he walked towards Adam's office. Hannah read the note he gave her. "Don't leave yet." Confused but curious, she decided to wait. Less than 15 minutes later, Mitchell called her into the office. She was shocked to see Mitchell sitting in Adam's chair, with Adam standing in front of him looking sad. Mitchell explained that he was the new owner of the restaurant, having inherited it from his late father. He revealed that he had been testing the staff's kindness by posing as a homeless man. Mitchell had a new vision for the restaurant to be a welcoming place for everyone, regardless of their financial status. That led him to test his restaurants. He had been going to all the branches acting as a homeless man and trying to see how they would react. They had all failed woefully except Hannah. She was the only one who had shown genuine affection towards him and actually cared about what he wanted. That was the kind of service he was looking for, where they cared about what the customers wanted, not about how much they were willing to spend. He scolded Adam for being so harsh and choosing to fire her, but that was not all. There had been a lot of complaints about this particular branch due to how customers were being treated because they were perceived not to have a lot of money. It always made for an uncomfortable eating experience, and for that, it had been affecting their ratings a lot. It was clear as day that Adam was bad for business, and right there, Mitchell fired him. The assistant manager was promoted to manager and took charge of the restaurant, while Hannah was promoted to assistant manager. This was a big step up for her. Mitchell explained that he promoted her not just because of her kindness, but because he wanted the restaurant to be friendly and welcoming to everyone, no matter their financial status. He wanted everyone to feel at home in the restaurant. Hannah was so shocked by these events that she could hardly think straight. She couldn't believe her luck. In just 2 hours, she had lost her job and then got it back with a promotion to assistant manager. Instead of Hannah packing up her things and leaving, it was Adam who did that. He couldn't face anyone as he packed up his boxes and left. Everyone was happy to see his harsh rule end, and Hannah embraced her new position. She had seen how far kindness could take her, and she promised to always be kind no matter what. Hannah vowed to Mitchell that she would work hard to make his vision for Rainbow's End come true. She wanted the restaurant to be a place where everyone felt welcome, regardless of their financial situation. Hannah worked harder than ever and was named Employee of the Year. As a reward, she received top-grade prosthetic legs for her mom. Hannah could hardly hold back her tears as she accepted the gift. She was so happy and promised never to change. No matter what, she would always be kind and nice to people. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.